Okay, welcome everybody. So, in this live stream, I want to talk about a few things that we probably all need to understand as Social Security beneficiaries before the start of 2026, which is actually going to be starting in just a matter of days from right now as I host this live stream right here. Now, also, I do want to focus on some of the common questions that I've been receiving down below in the comment section. Now, those that I'm going to focus on in this live stream are some of those comments and questions that I've seen literally multiple times every single week. Now, it could be daily on some of them, it could be multiple times per week on some of them, but these are very common questions that I see all the time. And again, this year is no exception to the rule. This is something that happens every single year in December. I get questions like this, but I wanted to jump on here super fast and answer these for you, as well as, honestly, I just want to spend a little bit of time with you because I know this can be a little bit of a tough time of year for some people. And again, just hanging out in a live stream like this and just doing what I can for you. And again, just want to spend some time with you here in this live stream. So feel free to drop your comments, your questions, your feedback down below, and we'll buzz through this. And again, some of what I'm going to talk about here in this video may seem very obvious. Some of what I'm going to talk about here in this live stream may sound a little bit redundant or repetitive that I've talked about in videos. But again, these are some of the very common questions, concerns that people have out there. And again, just let me clarify everything that's going on here and what we need to know as we wrap up 2025 and where we're at right now, okay? All right, so let's buzz through these in no particular order at all. Let's start out with the very common one. I get this one all the time, like shocking amounts of time that I get this comment, okay? Daily, multiple times a day. Okay, what it comes down to is this, and again, this is going to sound super obvious for most people, but again, I get this question all the time, which is this. Hey, you said we were getting a raise. I didn't get my raise yet. Where's my raise, right? And again, it comes down to the 2.8% COLA, okay? Believe it or not, I literally get this question daily, okay? But anyway, people say things like, you told us we were getting a raise to our benefit. I never got the raise. Here's the deal. The raise comes in January. And again, I know that you know that. I know that the vast majority of beneficiaries know that. But every single year in December, basically from the time that the Social Security Administration announces the COLA announcement, generally it's around the middle of October. This year it happened to be on October 24th because of the government shutdown. Things were delayed about, 2 weeks or something like that. But yeah, it's usually released right around the middle of October, and this year it was delayed about 2 weeks out to October 24th. But anyway, they announced the 2.8% COLA. Yes, that starts happening right away in January. But again, I get questions all the time every year saying, hey, I never got it. You said we were getting it. Where is it? I want this money. Okay. That's that. Now, I had a video about this a few days ago as well, but let me focus on this really fast for you as well, which is this. Just remember, it's going to feel like you didn't get the COLA, okay? When we transition into January and we start getting our new 2026 benefit, it's going to feel like I didn't get it, right? What happened? Why didn't I get the 2.8%? What happened to my raise? Remember, it's going to feel like you didn't get it. So at this point, I would say this much. If you see a couple extra dollars in your monthly benefit, that's going to be honestly a nice little raise right there, okay? It's going to be nice if you see anything come out of this for the most part. The reason that I say that is this. Remember, the Medicare Part B premium is increasing by 9.6% or $17.90 per month, and that's going to eat up a lot of the COLA for most people. So it may feel like you're getting nothing extra because realistically, your benefits at the end of the day are not going to go up that much, especially if you are a lower income beneficiary. When you take into consideration the 2.8% COLA adjustment to your gross benefit, you minus off the Medicare Part B premium additional deduction there and all that business, you're not going to be left with a whole lot. Now, a quick little bonus, it's actually not a bonus at all, but you know what I'm going to say here, right? For those of you that are receiving SNAP benefits, food stamps, things like that, remember, you also get a deduction generally to your food stamp benefit because of the COLA, right? When you get a raise to your income, when you see an increase to your income, that's also generally reflected in the amount of benefit you get as a food stamp or SNAP beneficiary deposited onto your EBT card. So remember, that is also going to get pretty nasty because that's going to reduce your benefit more. And usually what happens every single year is net when you net it all out, as in you add in the raise you get to your benefit, you minus off the Medicare Part B premium additional deduction there, you minus off or reduce the deduction to your SNAP or your food stamp benefit. At the end of the day, you're probably going to get about the same or maybe even less than what you were getting just net when you net it all together, right? Remember as well, there's also the hold harmless rule, which I've talked about before in other videos on Social Security beneficiaries, okay? When it comes down to your Social Security benefit, you will not see a reduction to your benefit prior to what you were getting in 2026, okay? So whatever you were getting in 2026, you will not see less than that because of the hold harmless rule. It's a nice little rule, but honestly, I mean, come on, guys. If you're going to make some rules, like make a rule that's actually beneficiary to the people rather than some ridiculous rule like this. But again, don't get me wrong, it's better than nothing, but there is a hold harmless rule. Now, let me explain this super fast here. And again, I've explained this a few times over the last, I don't know, 2 months or something like that, but let me explain it super fast, which is this. Basically, if you are getting a benefit of whatever dollar amount, and if the Medicare Part B premium increases to the point where it'll actually reduce your benefit, or it would on paper, it would reduce your benefit if you actually got, a raise, or you didn't get a raise because of the COLA, but yet the Medicare Part B premium went up significantly and your benefit would actually be lower than it, was the previous year, there's actually not going to reduce it. It's not going to go below what you were getting the previous year, okay? That's the hold harmless rule, is that basically protects the beneficiary from a reducing benefit. So it can be the same, it could stay the exact same, but it will not go down less than what you were getting in 2025. Does that kind of make sense? Okay. That's another very big one right there. Now remember as well, I talked about this, I don't know, maybe a week or so ago. I had a dedicated video talking about this, but there's now 18 states that have been granted these waivers for food stamp beneficiaries, SNAP beneficiaries, people with an EBT card. 18 states have been granted waivers. We're talking about millions and millions and millions of people that are going to be, well, blindsided. Not sure how else to say it, right? When the new year rolls over and these 18 states and the new restrictions go into effect as far as what you can buy with your food stamps, remember, really depends on the state. It's a mess. It's an absolute freaking mess as far as what they're implementing here, as far as what you can buy with your food stamp benefit. It's different across the board for every single state. Of those 18 that have these waivers granted to them, it's a total mess. But anyway, the majority of the states, it goes into effect as of January 1st. And I had a video out, I don't know, a couple days ago where I was talking about that they might be eliminating 120,000 products, 120,000 products that they may be eliminating because of these rules, which is honestly nuts. I never even thought, like, how many items are in a grocery store? I don't even know. Like, I have no idea. I'd be very curious to know how many items are in a physical grocery store, but they've actually talked about they may eliminate the purchase of up to 120,000 products because of these changes. That's nuts. Like, what's going to be left, right? Broccoli? Seriously, right? I'm going to buy a shopping cart full of broccoli this week because that's all I can buy with my food stamps now, right? Exactly. So please be very aware of that. Now, let's talk about SSI for a second. I get a lot of questions on SSI all the time. And again, I know a lot of you here in the community receive SSI. Hey, huge shout out to all of you on SSI. This is awesome. Really appreciate all of you being here. But again, a big question that I get all the time on SSI includes the following, okay? One big one is the marriage penalty. I get this question all the time. Hey, did they remove the marriage penalty yet? No, they haven't. I'm going to be honest with you. I've not seen anything about the marriage penalty in probably close to a year, if not a year's time. It's been quite a while that I've seen any mention of anything on the marriage penalty, okay? Just want to be 100% fair with you. Haven't seen much about it lately, at least probably, like I said, probably about a year or so, give or take a little bit here, when the last time I saw anything about the removal of the marriage penalty. Unfortunately, that'll still be in place, okay? Next, yes, your benefits are also increasing. I get this question all the time as well. Will SSI get it? Yeah, the SSI beneficiaries will also get the 2.8% COLA. You get that every single year. Again, remember, all benefits administered by Social Security get the COLA every single year, including SSI, and even VA and RRB benefits also included in that as well. We're talking well over 75 million people that do get that, okay? Now, one more big one as well. This may not apply to a lot of people, but let me throw it out there still on the realm of SSI benefits, which is the asset limitations. This is a nasty one, but realistically, as somebody living on SSI, are you really going to max these limitations out in the first place, right? So these are the cash or cash equivalents as an SSI beneficiary. Remember, $2,000 as an individual, $3,000 as a married couple. Those are the limitations as far as what you can have as cash or cash equivalents. before you may be at risk of losing your benefit. Now, I'm going to be fair. I recognize that most people on SSI are probably not going to get anywhere close to that threshold, but just want to throw it out there anyway. And that these thresholds have been in place for multiple decades. They haven't lifted these. That's nuts, right? You would think that they would have lifted these by now. In fact, there's been standalone legislation to lift those to $10,000 and $20,000 for the respective groups, but can't even get that done. They can't even get that done when it comes down to SSI as well, okay? Now, here's another big one as well. And I'm going to be fair, I'm going to make you a dedicated video talking about this one because this is actually a pretty big deal. I've seen it out there in the headlines, and I just want you to clarify, I want to clarify this one for you so you can be very aware of what this one is all about. It's a big, big, big one that impacts about 70 million people across the country. What is it? Medicaid. Yeah, Medicaid. Not to be mistaken with Medicare. Many of you here in the community always know that I have the little banner here on the screen that says, free Medicare help. Not talking about Medicare, talking about Medicaid, which, by the way, it's not there right now, so I'm pointing at my lava lamp, I guess, right? Anyway, lava lamps are pretty cool, don't you think? But anyway, my point being is this. Usually you see the phone number there for a chapter. Obviously, if you're on Medicare, if you have any questions on Medicare, if you need help finding the best Medicare coverages for you, anything like that, you can always call that phone number. It's not there right now, but it's there on pretty much every video. It'll be down below in the description at the top of the comment section. It's all over on the channel. Free help with your Medicare. Yeah, they'll be available for you. But again, anyway, just want to throw that out there really quickly. So you have that at your disposal. And again, it's not there right now, but it will be in other videos. But anyway, because this is a live stream. All right, but anyway, Medicaid. Let's talk about Medicaid for just a second. This is a very important one. I've seen this out in the headlines as well. It starts January. Yeah, kind of. It starts January, but it's actually not January of 2026. It's January of 2027. Yeah, that's the part that they're not telling you. So again, I've seen it out in the headlines a number of times, which is this, and I want you to be very, very aware of this. Medicaid, again, I want to reiterate, Medicaid, not to be mistaken with Medicare. Medicaid, very, very different. There's about 70 million people on Medicaid, but remember that big tax bill, the reconciliation bill that they passed over the summer? Remember that one? Yeah. The OBBB, by the way, this one. Okay, so what they did within that, they implemented nationwide, not state by state, nationwide work requirements for Medicaid beneficiaries who are able-bodied individuals. Okay, I really want to hammer this. This gets very confusing, and there's a lot of people out there that reach out in questions, and again, I don't blame you. It's honestly very confusing. We saw this whole, ABAWD, able-bodied adults without dependents situation come out with food stamps the last couple years here. The age range on that has been increasing. Most notably, just recently, like a month and a half ago, that went up as well. Actually, yeah, some different changes. But my point being is that the able-bodied adult without dependent is a really confusing thing. Anyway, long story short, January of 2027, not 2026, 2027, all states must require and start enforcing the new work requirements for Medicaid beneficiaries in order to be eligible for Medicaid coverages, just for able-bodied adults without dependents between the ages of 19 and 64, okay? You might be wondering, what is it? What do I need to do? Between the ages of 19 and 64, somebody who is able-bodied on Medicaid, again, by January of 2026, your state will implement this. They have to. It's the law. They have to do this. Some states will implement it early. Some states will implement it later. But basically, anybody between that age range will need to be conducting 80 hours of work, volunteering, skill training, education training per month, which averages out to 20 hours per week to be covered with Medicaid, okay? And again, I've been seeing the headlines out there saying it starts in January, and I'm here to tell you, you're right. It starts in January of 2027, not 2026, okay? But nonetheless, like I said, some states will implement it early, some states will implement it later. My point being is that 2026, across the board, we've got all of the United States, obviously states and the territories that must implement this over the next 12 months. Some will bring it in earlier. Just want you to let you know very clearly what's happening there, okay? Now, another question that I've been getting as well. I think it was last week. Yeah, last week. I'm not sure the days. Anyway, last week I had two separate videos out where I was focused on SSDI, Social Security Disability Insurance Benefits. In those two videos, I broke down the SGA limitations. What do I mean by that? I meant to say substantial gainful activity. Sorry about that. SGA is substantial gainful activity. Okay. I had some people reach out because I had two different videos. One video was dedicated to blind SSDI beneficiaries. The other video was dedicated to non-blind SSDI beneficiaries. Gotta know which category you're in. But anyway, in those videos, I was talking about the earnings limitations, otherwise known as the SGA limitation, substantial gainful activity, identified by the Social Security Administration for these two groups of beneficiaries, okay? Reason you got to know these is because as we roll into 2026, immediately January 1st, literally in a few days from right now as I host this live stream, these new numbers will be going fully into effect. As a non-blind SSDI beneficiary, your SGA limitation is $1,690 a month of gross earned income before you exceed that limitation and they say, hey, we're going to garnish your benefit now. Yeah, and they might kick you off the program, okay? My point being is that I've had a few people reaching out and saying, hey, do I need to do this? The answer is no, you do not. As an SSDI or even an SSI beneficiary, you are not required to work at all. You do not need to. You can if you want. You do not need to. You do not need to work. You do not need to have an income aside from your monthly benefit. You can if you want to. SSI and SSDI, it's different. Be 100% fair with you. It's different as far as the earnings thresholds. But specifically SSDIs I'm talking about right here, no, you are not required to work. Okay, I've had a few people reaching out and saying, hey, do I need to go out and get a job as an SSDI beneficiary? No, there's no rule that says you have to get a job. You can if you want to. You don't need to. If you do, I really want to emphasize, please remember these numbers. Non-blind SSDI beneficiaries on a monthly basis, $1,690 of gross earned income, and you can also get your monthly benefit with that earnings threshold as well. Okay, if you exceed $1,690 of gross earned income on a monthly basis as a non-blind SSDI beneficiary, then Social Security says, we see that you've been engaging in SGA, substantial gainful activity. Don't mind if we do. We're just going to go ahead and garnish some of your benefit. And you may even get an overpayment letter. If you do it long enough, you may even get an overpayment letter and they're going to request a lot of money back from you and it's going to be an ugly day. Please don't violate that, okay? I'm just saying they set the rules, follow the rules. Don't break the rules. It's going to be painful. All I'm trying to do is I'm trying to help you avoid getting money taken from you from Social Security if you break the rules. I'm just literally giving you the rules, the playbook. You can max it out if you want to, but don't exceed that threshold, okay? I'm just giving you the rules here. Next, let's talk about the other group really quickly. And again, I had a dedicated video talking about this last week. I think it was on Thursday of last week I had a dedicated video. I talked about, the other one I think was on Sunday of last week, and then the other one I think was on Thursday of last week is when I had those two videos. Anyway, the other video I was talking about Social Security Disability, SSDI beneficiaries who are blind in 2026 and your SGA limitations. You get significantly more. $2,830 of gross earned income on a monthly basis is what you can have up to. Again, that's your SGA limitation, substantial gainful activity. If you exceed that threshold, then Social Security comes in and says, oh, hey, you're an SSDI beneficiary, you're blind, you're earning too much money, now we're going to take your benefit from you. Yeah, thank you very much. And, oh, here, by the way, have this overpayment letter and give us thousands of dollars back. Yeah, have a nice holiday, right? You don't want that, okay? So again, I'm just trying to give you the rules here so you can follow the rules and not get hurt by some, violation that you didn't understand or something like that, okay? Anyway, these are some of the big ones, okay? I could sit here and ramble on for honestly, probably hours, with all the different changes that have come in, as well as many questions that I get. I mean, I get comments down below, questions down below all the time, every single day. I'm going to be fair with you. I do my very best to read as many comments as I can every single day. I don't get to all of them, okay? Being 100% honest, 100% transparent with you, I wish I could see all the comments every single day. I don't get to see all the comments across all the videos, all the entire channel. I mean, there's like almost 6,300 videos here on the channel. There's people watching the majority of those videos every day. It's like nuts how many comments come across, right? I'm not even sure what that number is. It's a lot, probably close to 1,000 comments a day. I probably read around, I don't know, 400 or 500 of them maybe. I respond to as many as I can, which is honestly only a small handful, but I probably read about half the comments that come in, and I try to zip through them because I try to get to as many as I possibly can. But my point being is that I see a lot of questions all the time, and I know there's a lot of concerns out there. So anyway, this little mismatched, is that the word? Yeah, mismatched live stream here. I hope this clarifies a little bit for you and some of those common ones that I see out there all the time. So if you're just joining right now, a quick little recap would be, well, I'm not even sure what to start with as a recap simply because I covered a lot here in this video, but a lot of this goes into effect as of 2026, right away at the beginning of the new year, and just wanted to clarify some of those common questions that I've seen out there. As always, keep your comments, your questions, your feedback rolling in, and as I mentioned at the beginning of this live stream, I know that this can be kind of a tough time of year for some people, holidays and stuff like that. They just want to be with people. We all want to be with people this time of year. At least, I don't know, maybe people do it. And again, I don't know, maybe not everybody, but that's okay. And again, I just want to come back, spend some time with you here on this live stream, just let you know that I'm here for you in any way that I possibly can be. And no matter what, I'm going to continue watching everything very closely. I will continue to jump on videos and live streams with the information as it comes across. Anything, let me know. Seriously, drop your comments down below. And again, if I miss your comment, I apologize. I'm just doing my best here, okay? I'm a one-trick pony. It's about all I got, okay? Okay, I'm just trying to do my very best. And I think many of you in this community recognize that. Just trying to do what I can, juggling all this at the same time, and I'm here for you, okay? All right, anyway, I'm not going to get into the chat box right now just because I don't want this to get too extremely long. Maybe I'll come back tomorrow and we'll spend some more time in the live stream. But if you celebrate, I know that not everybody does, but if you happen to celebrate, Merry Christmas to all of you. Christmas Eve, right here, right now. Santa's flying around. We've been watching him, right? He was in, where was he? He was approaching Amsterdam last time we checked, like, I don't know, half hour ago or something like that. We looked and he was approaching Amsterdam. So maybe he'll make it to the United States tonight. I don't know, right? So anyway, thanks again for being here. I really appreciate all of you. Truly, I do. Let me know what else I can do for you. Seriously, drop your comments down below. I'm here for you in any way that I possibly can be. And hopefully I can come back tomorrow and, hang out, spend some time with you, answer your questions, whatever else you got, okay? Anyway, who knows? Maybe tomorrow will be an interesting day. I don't know. I'm not really sure. It might be an interesting time. It seems like, just quick little side note, quick little observation, it seems like the administration likes to announce kind of nasty things when we're all not like looking or suspecting, okay? We might not be suspecting anything tonight or tomorrow. Who knows what's going to happen? Which, by the way, quick little side note, this is totally off topic, but I'm going to throw it out there really quickly just because I find it to be a little interesting. We know that there's this buildup in the Caribbean right now with, United States forces and stuff like this. And again, totally off topic. I don't really typically talk about this, but I watch everything going on because I want to see how it's going to impact all of us. But I noticed today that apparently the president ordered like a rapid, how do you explain this? Rapid response strike group, I think you could call it that. Someone that can respond and like strike places very quickly. Apparently he ordered them very close to the border or the coast of Venezuela today. Okay, so we might see some fireworks tonight. We might see some fireworks tomorrow. I don't know. All I'm saying is that hold on to your hats, everybody. This might get pretty crazy here the next couple of days. I don't know. Apparently they're coming closer, getting closer to the coast of Venezuela. Let's see what happens. Let's just, I don't know. Why can't we just get along in the world, right? I don't know. Anyway, I'll keep you posted with everything going on. Again, thank you so much for watching this. Really appreciate all of you. Please, have a nice evening. Again, if you celebrate, Merry Christmas to all of you. I hope I can see you again tomorrow. Otherwise, enjoy, and I'll catch you again later. All right, if you're here right now, I always like to say this at the very end. You may want to click off now simply because when I unplug the microphone, my phone's going to start talking really fast, and it might be kind of annoying. All right, anyway, you've been warned. All right, here we go. Where is it? Okay. Oh, man. All right. See you later.